Hello and welcome to This Week at the Movies. I am Matt, and it is a packed week. This is the last weekend before Thanksgiving. We have a trio of films to talk about that are going into theaters and a couple of streaming films I want to touch on. We are deep into the heart of award season, so there are some big players on the docket this week. It is a packed week. It'll be another packed week next week. I will probably be popping in on Tuesday or Wednesday to talk about what is going to be a huge release week that actually starts on Wednesday of next week. So getting excited here as we're in the holidays and in the home stretch for movies for the year. The first one, the reason we've all gathered, it's been a year. Are you ready? Because Wicked for Good is finally here. This is the second half of the adaptation of Wicked, the musical. This one picks up where the other one left off. Elphaba, who is now sort of an outcast, the Wicked Witch of the West, is what she's been proclaimed by Oz, is out there still trying to fight and bring the truth about the wizard to light. Glinda, played by Ariana Grande, has been dubbed the Good. She has become sort of an ambassador for Oz, but she still longs to connect with her friend, as does her boyfriend Fiyero, played by Jonathan Bailey, who's now captain of the Ozian Guard. Meanwhile, Elphaba's sister, Nessa Rose, has become governor of Munchkinland. She's been a little bit bitter. She feels a little bit out on her own. The wizard, played by Jeff Goldblum, is still trying to control the narrative and the message, still seen as a hero and not immortal. Michelle Yeoh is out there kind of pulling the strings. This one comes together in a lot of fun ways. You know, if you're like me, you can probably remember the first time you saw The Wicked Witch of the West. Margaret Hamilton played that as an iconic character in Wizard of Oz, which came out in 1939. I remember the first time I saw it was as a young kid. It was such a kind of scary and intimidating character. That's one of the reasons it was on the AFI list of the 100 greatest villains. But if you're like Gregory Maguire, who wrote the novel Wicked and the series of books about this, you probably always wondered, well, what happened? What created the Wicked Witch of the West? And is the story really what you imagined? This has always been kind of a reimagined Oz. There are the characters that we kind of know and love, but different kind of backstories woven in here. This one ends up being an origin story for the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, as befits that stage play. Dorothy is introduced here, though you don't really see her that much on screen. But this has incredible production values. Just like the first one, there is great song. There are a couple of original songs thrown into the classic songs from the movie musical. John M. Chu has done a nice job guiding this all the way through. This feels like an epic conclusion. It doesn't quite reach the heights of the first film for me, but I still enjoyed this a heck of a lot. I'm giving it a solid thumbs up. If you are a fan of the first film, if you are a fan of musicals, if you are a fan of a big screen spectacle, this is something to check out. And this is one that probably a lot of people in your family are going to be wanting to go to. If you need a couple of hours to just go and sink into something else with all of your extended family in for the holidays, this is a great thing to go see on a giant screen in the theaters. It is well worth the trip. So Wicked for Good. Thumbs up. Again, I didn't love it as much as the first one, but I thought it was a very satisfying second act. A movie I love a lot that is finally getting a wider release this week is Joachim Trier's Sentimental Value. This one had a limited release at the beginning of November. It is expanding to more theaters this weekend, so hopefully more people will have a chance to see this film. It is a portrait of a family, particularly a father, played by Stellan Skarsgård, who is a famous director, but was a little bit aloof as a father, and his two daughters, Nora Borg and Agnes Borg. Nora, played by Renate Reinsve. She gives still what is my favorite lead female performance of the year. She is incredible. The actress that played her sister is incredible too. Has a Norwegian name that I know I'm never going to be able to pronounce. Elle Fanning's in here as Rachel Kemp, a famous American actress who gets cast in Stellan Skarsgård's latest movie, but he really wanted his daughter Nora to play it, and it brings up a lot of family drama and a lot of memories. You get a lot of sense of it from the trailer, but I don't want to give too much away. Needless to say, this one had me in puddles at times. It is a beautiful movie. I hope it is a Best Picture nominee. It is so far my favorite of the international releases I've seen. I've seen quite a few. I think it is going to be a huge player there. I think it is going to be a huge player in a lot of categories. This one is 2 thumbs up for me. I got to figure out where the background is. 2 thumbs up for me. It is one of my favorite films of the year. It was just a treasure. Renato Renzi, an incredible performance, a great layered story delivered by Joachim Trier. I thought Stellan Skarsgård was great as her father too. There are some very beautiful and emotional scenes. This is a different way to go if you're looking for some kind of family film during this family time of year. Maybe if you want to sneak off by yourself, maybe the holidays or the thoughts of family are not as comforting to you. Maybe it's a little troubling to you. This is a great kind of movie to sink into and to really just lose yourself with. And I thought it was simply beautiful. But let's say you don't have time to get out to the theater. Can you still find that beauty at home? Well, you certainly can. And that is courtesy of Netflix, which released Train Dreams today. This is a beautiful and a haunting film. It had a limited release a little earlier this month, but now streaming wide on Netflix. It comes from director Clint Bentley, who wrote the script with Greg Queter. These guys combined to write the script for Sing Sing, a movie that I thought was emotional and powerful and beautiful that came out last year starring Coleman Domingo. This one stars Joel Edgerton. It's at the start of the 20th century, which is the early 1900s. He is a logger who spends long time working in remote places away from his family, but he longs to be home with his wife and his new daughter. Felicity Jones plays his wife. There is a great cast that comes and goes in this. This is a very methodical, a very meditative film, a very beautiful film. It has a story arc that at times is quite sad. It's based on the Dennis Johnson novella. It is the story of, Robert Grenier, who is Joel Edgerton. He is so good in this. I think he gives one of the most haunting performances. The way this whole thing is put together, it's one of the most beautifully shot and epically beautifully shot films that I've seen this year. I loved this one. It was very deeply emotional. And it is fortunately available for you to stream at home now. It is a beautiful film to be able to check out. There are so many great films that have released this week. I'm giving this one a solid thumbs up as well. This one has moved up into my top 10 for the year, just one that I really enjoyed. And I hope you get a chance to check it out. It is now streaming on Netflix. So if you've seen, this is already turning out to be a banger, but there are still a couple other options if you want something different. But, I loved Wicked for Good for the spectacle. It is up in my top 10 of the year. Sentimental Value currently up in my top 3. Just a beautiful film. Train Dreams, I enjoyed, up in my top 10. So, it has been a great week. They can't all be top 10s. You probably start to question my sanity if every movie and every weekend I saw was up there. So there is another big theatrical release this week, and that is Rental Family. This one coming from the writer-director Hikari. It stars Brendan Fraser as kind of a lonely American actor who is living in Japan, in Tokyo specifically. He's struggling to land parts, but then he gets tapped for an unusual gig working for a company called Rental Family Agency, where they hire actors to play stand-in roles for strangers, maybe lost family members, maybe pretending to be a significant other to help people out of a jam, pretending to be a lost father, maybe connecting. And it ends up opening this whole other door and helping a guy who is struggling, who is lonely, to find a place of belonging and purpose. That is a beautiful idea, a beautiful sentiment. And there are times certainly here where I thought Brendan Fraser and his work is beautiful. He is a very gifted actor, and there are some great sequences and there are some beautifully shot sequences in here, but it doesn't all quite come together for me. At times it feels just a little disjointed. I wanted to like it more than I did. I thought it was fine. There is some warmth, there's some beauty to the idea. I'm kind of giving this one a thumbs neutral. I don't know that this is a film that I would make a special point to go see in theaters with some of the other options that are out there. I think it is a fun film to check out. It has some emotional beats. If you are a fan of Brendan Fraser, I think he does a wonderful job anchoring this film. It just didn't quite achieve the heights of some of the other films to me. I liked it, but I didn't love it. And that's certainly true of the last film I'm going to touch on, which is another streaming option. Apple TV has released The Family Plan 2. This is a follow up to the 2023 film, The Family Plan, which starred Mark Wahlberg as a husband and father. It turns out he was once a pretty renowned assassin. He has to break this to his family when his past comes back to haunt him. Michelle Monaghan playing his wife. He has his kids in here. This one kind of picks up. It's got a Christmas theme. It takes the action to Paris. It's a sort of fun location. It's got some fun beats and some fun moments. Kit Harington pops up as his estranged, long lost brother who wants to take over the family business but doesn't want to have any complications in his way. So creates some complications for our main character, played by Mark Wahlberg. There are some fun back and forth for Wahlberg and Michelle Monaghan. Rita Eluzar, I think is how you pronounce it, pops up as a character named Omar. I actually had a lot of fun with him and a lot of fun with him going back and forth with Mark Wahlberg in this movie. There are some fun elements. If you're just looking for kind of an easy, breezy watch, this is probably a cool one to check out. I'm going to give this one a thumbs neutral, but we're heading into a period where people are going to have some time off. They're going to have some free time, and they may want just some time to chill and kick back and watch kind of a silly action movie. And that's certainly what this is. If you like the first one, you will enjoy the second one. I thought it was good for what it is. Maybe not reaching the heights of some of the other releases this week, but that'll do it for me this week. As I mentioned, I'll be back midweek, another packed week of releases, a lot of stuff to look at, including the film Eternity, Hamnet coming to theaters. That was another one that I have really enjoyed. The Secret Agent is opening this week, which is a big international feature, and a few other things to check out. So I look forward to talking more about that next week. Until then, there are some wonderful options to see. I hope you make a chance to get out and see a movie in theaters or to embrace one of these great films on streaming. Until next week, I will see you at the movies.